Recording the intro.
Oh, here.
Ooh.
What? Hey, Clint, guess what, man?
Um, hmm. I'm here. You're here. I've got the virtual background up. It must be, it could only mean one thing. Only one thing.
It's time for the podcast.
Time for the podcast. The Hawg Slop podcast with Big C, bigger T,
Hey,
barely bigger T.
and we got some good stuff to talk about. We
Yeah,
got
finally.
transfer portal stuff. We got football player getting disciplined. But the biggest thing probably is how about that baseball team
The baseball team. You
sweeping the
know,
Tide?
all us couch quarterbacks or couch baseball coaches, baseball managers, we were sitting there and we were like, Dave Edwards lost it. It's passed him by. I wasn't that bad, but I was like, this team don't have it. I'm
Yeah,
still not convinced this team has it.
yeah.
But,
We'll talk about that.
but you know what couch guy should do? He wants to hear me more about me, right? The couch guy. You know,
Couch
couch
guy,
guy.
couch guy.
Couch guy. He sits there. He sits there. And he complains about the thing. He's like, couch guy. He's like right now. He's griping about Thompson being the hitting coach.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Before that, you go back in the early '90s, the mid '90s, late '90s. Travis, I can't remember when it was. I'm getting old. Can't remember. The one thing they wanted more than anything in the world, Travis. What did they want more than
They
anything?
wanted Houston not to pass the ball.
They wanted to hire an offensive coordinator.
Hiring
That's what they
offensive
wanted.
coordinator.
They
That's
were
right.
like,
Yeah.
this
That's right.
this will never get better.
That's
This will
right.
never get better until we get it. And I'm going to take, you know what, Travis, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, I told you so. So
That's right.
I told everybody that Gus Malzahn, as a Houston not hiring an office coordinator, would not work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And
It
so
didn't.
I'm saying I told you so. And I'm also telling you something right now. You
That's
need to
right.
give us a like, you need to share, and you need to subscribe. You need to
That's
do.
for real.
You need to do it right now because right now, Mr. Told You So told you so.
That's right. So, folks, do everything he just said
Because I told you
and
so.
listen to a little Sean Michelle. How about you?
1, 2, 3, 4. You ever seen a lame man walk? Ever heard a dumb man talk? Ever seen a blind man see? I promise you will change his name. You ever seen a cancer dead? Ever seen all the poor get fed? Ever seen a prisoner set free? I promise you will change his name. Love changes things. Love changes things. Can you hear me now? Church, can you hear me now? Ever seen a broken
Clancy
heart
Brown.
made whole? Ever seen an orphan find a home? Ever seen the weak find the strength? I promise you a change.
What's up, everybody? It's time. It's time for the Hawg Slop podcast. I'm your boy, bigger T. Joined as always by my man, Big C, Clint Clark. How you doing, buddy? How are things down in Victoria,
Man,
Texas?
thank Victoria, Texas is beautiful. It's
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you about something, Travis, and I normally don't. I'm not one that admits when I made a mistake. Um, I made one mistake. It took me 13 years to admit it.
What?
Yeah,
What?
but I'm the one that
Mistake
married her, so
you?
who am I going to blame?
Yeah.
But so I mean, I've tried to blame it on you as like, no, that was my mistake. I did it to myself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but every now and then I'm like, man, I bit off more than I could chew here. Like I've made a mistake. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Travis, the mosquitoes had been out when I came down here to visit. I can't tell you I would have moved to Victoria, Texas. These things, these coastal bend mosquitoes are something awful. Like my arm looked down, I looked like Ric Flair just on my arm, like I'd done a blade job on my arm. It was it was awful. It was these mosquitoes,
Yeah.
man, they're bad.
You're just too sweet, I guess.
Yeah, I
They're
guess
just
that's what it is. But
attracted to
yeah,
sweet. That's what my grandma used to say. They
there
just
we go. But yeah.
attracted to sweet. So,
Yeah.
oh
The,
well.
the mosquitoes are awful. But you know why I knew that the Houston nut thing would never work, Travis.
Why is that?
Because a friend of the program, Coach Mullins, you know,
Yeah.
he let the play calling go, and he had Racono calling the offenses. When it came crunch time, Mo's like, "We're not running that. We're running this."
Yeah.
There was one game where he pretty much overrode Racono every play.
Yeah.
I know because I was standing behind Mullins on the bench.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's
I'm like, this will never work. He's not just going to give up play calling.
yeah.
Like it's
It's
not.
hard for them to give up when you're used to it. So yeah, for
Well,
sure.
when you're a guy, when you're a guy like that, you're an alpha dog.
Yeah.
You are. I mean, you talk to Coach Mullins. I don't care if it's spades, if it's golf, if it's basketball. He plays to win. You know,
Well, and with history, with hindsight, now, Gus Malzahn turned out to be a good, great, really good offensive coordinator. However, at the time, you're bringing a guy from high school and giving him and you're being told to give him the keys to the offense. That would be difficult if I'm the head coach and I'm the one that has been calling plays. I like if I'm bringing over, like when Jimbo Fisher brought in the coach that shall not be named on this
yeah,
podcast,
yeah, that guy.
at least that guy had a proven history of play calling
Yeah,
in college. And so he's handing over the keys. But I'm sure it was difficult for him, but it was still, he's handing it over to a guy that's done it on D1 level. You're talking about a guy that skipped junior college, skipped small college,
right.
D2, skipped a lot of different, he went from Springdale High School to the best conference in football, in college football, And so
Well, and it's not like, and when you had what crap, that team had four like SEC players.
yeah,
Damon Williams played in the NFL for many years, I believe.
yeah, a few years. Yeah.
So but when you have that kind of talent on a high school team, it's not hard to look good.
Yeah.
It's just not. I mean, you've got an SEC tight end, Pac-12 NFL wide receiver, number one quarterback.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you got to put it. I mean, Houston Nutt didn't know that, and people wanted Nutt fired back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, man, that's
They're
history. That's
flying.
how long. That's how long me and you. I think that's our beginning of like drive time sports radio was the Houston Nutt
Oh yeah.
needing to hire an offensive coordinator discussion.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
people
that,
were, paying for, you know, planes and banners to be pulled behind them, at games and all that kind of craziness. So now would be like, hey, put that money in NIL. So
yeah,
anyway, well, uh, speaking of people questioning coaches, Dave Van Horn has proven that guy kind of knows what he's doing, Clint. Last week, he goes into this game, Alabama's undefeated at home since the first game of the season, won 18 straight at home, and they're ranked a good team. Okay.
yeah,
And we go down there, we're on the struggle, coming on the struggle bus, pulling in. Of course, we had the good game against Little Rock before that. So that was a good thing, a good midweek game there. But, still, probably a terrible weekend the week before. And all of a sudden, Van Horn makes a bunch of changes to the lineup, Clint. He's changing up the pitching. He changes up the batting lineup. All of a sudden, Rudenball's leading off, moving some guys around, doing some different things. All of a sudden we get shocked. Ruiz comes back. Apparently that dude heals like crazy.
right. Yeah,
Like he comes back weeks
like
before
John
they.
Cena or something.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, here I
Like
am.
never seen 17.
That's
John Cena.
right. And now tonight, as we're recording this, they're playing UAPB in Little Rock.
Six
Ruiz
up,
is
6-0. That's what I was doing. I was checking the score or whatever.
Ruiz is batting fourth tonight.
Yeah,
But hey, just in that Dave Van Horn kind of knows what he's doing.
yeah.
He knows when to shake the lineup up a little bit, move people around a little bit. Now, in this series this weekend, the thing was, Clint, the pitching was solid. Wasn't spectacular, but it was good team pitching. Guys
Yeah.
had some good innings. No one had like just a like crazy, freakishly awesome outing, but guys did what they had to do. And the same happened with the bats. No, what's our third baseman? Pompey. He got SEC Player of the Week. He had a great weekend. Um, Kozel had a really good weekend. Really
Yeah.
good. Helfrich made some big plays. You know, but really, we didn't do it by hitting a bunch of home runs. Our strikeouts were down for the weekend, which is good because our strikeouts had been way up before that. Daggum Aloy was getting half the strikeouts of the team by himself. One game last week he had 5 strikeouts in one game.
That's
Uh,
impressive.
yeah, he's swinging it. He looked like me out there swinging at everything that came by, just trying to keep himself from getting hit by the pitch or something. But anyway, Clint, it was just a good gritty. Like Alabama made mistakes. They made some bad throws. They made some
Yeah.
errors, but we made them pay for those errors. I don't you like that kind of baseball? That kind of baseball that's
No,
just
I do. I like the gritty team performances, and I think, this team is, I mean, this Cam Kozel's team, gritty, tough guy. And I think, and it's a team that, hopefully is going to start doing what they have to win. I'd love nothing more than this be the team that finally gets the national championship.
yeah,
Because what always seen, and this is why I said it worked, what we always see on this Arkansas team is they shoot out of the gate
yeah,
and look unbeatable.
yeah,
We end up we're number 1 through 4 seed, and we're going to host a super regional. We storm through the regional. We get to a super regional, and we'll either hiccup or we
yeah,
get to Omaha and we blow it.
yeah,
This team is taking an opposite approach. I'm hoping
yeah,
is like we struggled out of the gate, and we looked. We had people like me saying this team ain't that good. This
yeah,
team ain't that good. They don't have it. But what they did, but I've always said this team's got talent if they put it
yeah,
together. And hopefully this is them putting it together. And it's not going to be, and this ain't going to be a team powered by the long ball, which is going to be, which I actually think is a good thing, Travis, especially if
yeah,
this team can make it to Omaha.
yeah.
Omaha's not a home run hitter's park.
No, you're right.
It is just not. I mean, it would be this would be more of a team that I think would do well in Omaha.
Yeah,
Um, but they got to get there.
yeah.
And they're gonna make the College World Series. They just are. It's just it's
The
right
playoffs,
now.
the regionals, and yeah,
Yeah, the regionals. I mean, they're gonna make. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna make the playoffs, if you will.
yeah,
They'll make the regionals, and so now I think I don't know if this team can still make it to a super regional host. I think that ship may have sailed.
yeah.
I think they may be looking to be regional host.
Well, like you mentioned, this team started out different than in the past. But one of the things is in the past we've gone into the season with a Hagen Smith, a guy that you can count on Friday. He's going to get you that Friday win. Going to eat up a lot of innings, so you got the rest of your bullpen, rest of your pitchers to finish up the rest of the weekend. We don't have that guy. We have talented pitchers, but we got talented pitchers that don't have a lot of experience, and they're getting experience now, and you're starting to see some good things happen with them, and that's kind of what we saw this weekend. Now this coming up weekend, Clint, Coach Johnson's coming back to the Hill,
No, no.
and Georgia bringing the number
Yeah.
one in the SEC, Georgia, and this is a big series. We need to, if we could get 2 wins out of this series at home, man, it would be huge for the rest of the season because after this, our schedule gets kind of easy compared to what we've played so far.
Right. No, then if you want to get, this is one of them series you got to have, especially if you want to get a good seed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think we're back up to number 16 or so. So you got to be in the top 16 to be a regional host.
Yeah.
And I think you at least want to get that.
Yeah.
And winning this series would go a long way.
Yeah.
It
If
is
you,
probably is their best chance for it's their best chance left for an impressive series.
yeah, if you can get two of these this weekend, if you get two of these this weekend against the number one team in the SEC, that's going to help everything. And you're going to have a chance to win the rest of your games. I mean, not that you'll win the rest of them, but you'll have a chance to win the rest of them here on out because you're going to play against teams that are not, that are kind of struggling, you know. You know, and that was the thing at the beginning of this year. You know, we looked at the schedule and we thought, man, this is going to be kind of an easy schedule this year because we don't have LSU, we don't have Tennessee. Well, LSU and Tennessee ain't doing very good this year. And Mississippi State was really good. Uh, Alabama was really good. Georgia's really good. You know, we're playing the
Yeah.
top teams of the SEC still. It's just they happen to be different teams this year that are the top. So um, I like what's, you know, once again, and you see the guys like we talk a lot about Camden Kozel on here. You know, he's stepping up. I'll tell you a guy that's becoming one of my favorite players on this team that I can't wait to see what he does in the future is Carter Rudenbaugh.
Yeah.
He's batting leadoff now. He's played. He came in as a catcher, and he's playing first base tonight. He's played left field. He's played right field. He's played. Man, put him at second, third. I don't know. Put him wherever you want to put him. Man, that guy's willing to play anywhere. He's tough. He's gritty. He's fast. He's athletic. You know,
Mm.
he's probably the heir apparent to Helfrich next year at catcher, and he's getting a lot of good experience this year. Now he didn't have the best of weekends this last weekend, but I mean he wasn't bad, and defensively he did good. So um, he's a good young player, you know, and he's a freshman. So you know we're going to see some more out of him, hopefully, unless he gets a better offer for more money somewhere else. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this Georgia series. That's going to be a
No,
be a
this
good
no,
series.
they'll have the same. They're going to try out probably. I was thinking the same rotation, I'd imagine. So it's going to be. I know they haven't announced it yet, but hopefully, I would anticipate it being the same rotation. And
Yeah,
man, just see what happens. Line them up, and let's
yeah.
see what goes.
And you know, there's going to be the extra little storyline of Wes Johnson coming back to the Hill. I think his sister's like the girls' coach at Bentonville or something. Some relatives a
Oh well,
coach
yeah.
up there, you know, and he's still connected to the state. You know, grew up here in Arkansas, came up through some different high schools and different schools in Arkansas. He's the guy that if Van Horn, you know, a lot of people say, well, if Van Horn retires, you know, it's probably going to be Thompson or Hobbs that would end up taking over. But a lot of people would say, let's throw the money pit at, you know, Wes Johnson and get him back
Well, you
here.
don't think they're going to get you know they're going to make a run at Tony Vitello too. They're going to.
Possibly, possibly.
No, they're going to make a run at Tony Vitello. I
Yeah.
mean, they will. I mean, they'd
Yeah.
be foolish not to. That'd be choice number one. I know he's
Hey,
not killing it
with
with the
with
Giants right
with
now.
what Wes Johnson's doing, he'd probably be my number one,
So no,
honestly.
but here's the thing: it's going to be a coveted job, and part of the reason it's a coveted job is because of Dave Van Horn.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's one of those that I, you know, Van Horn was in the family. It's a program that you can keep it in the family because he's got some great guys underneath him that would be great to take
yeah.
over in the future. So anyway, well, Clint, there was also a little there's been some basketball news lately.
Oh man, who's coming? Who's going? Who's starting? Who's sitting? I don't even know, Travis.
Well, let's start with who's coming first. Okay. Let's
Okay,
let's
let's
let's do
start.
that one first. We today early this morning, Cooper Bowser from Furman committed. He's 6'11", 215-pound forward. He's averaged 13.8 points, 5.9 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.2 blocks in 25 games this year. Now, here's what I really like about him. He shot 76.6% from the field. Okay. Now, his free throw shooting's not very good, 62%. Okay. Um, Now, some people are, excited about him, like people are going to be excited about anybody. Others are not so excited about him because they say, well, crap, here's another Brazil that can't shoot outside. What do you have you done any research
Well,
on him? What
first
did you
off,
think of
I've
him?
not done any research. You said you were going to watch film, which made you a better podcast. I was
Well, I did watch a little film, yeah.
You did watch a little bit of film,
Yeah.
but I'm like, okay, is being another Brazil really that bad of a thing?
It's not a
I
bad
mean,
thing.
it's not a bad thing. I mean, I mean, so I'm like, yeah, I'm not complaining. The field goal percentage really impresses me.
Yeah.
Well, Travis, tell me what kind of player we got here, because that's kind of
Well,
what I'm.
he's 6'11", he's got a 7'5" wingspan. Okay.
Right.
But with the field goal percentage, I mean, what does that tell you about him?
He's going to shoot inside,
He's going to stay
high
around
percentage.
inside. He's not going to try to be a guard. Okay. He knows he know is from what I've seen on film, he knows he's 6'11", and he stays that's his comfort area. Okay. And so a lot of his highlights was his guards were getting free and dishing the ball and dunking. Well, we got three freshmen that are coming in that are physical and that are going to like to drive to the basket. And because of that, they're going to need somebody to dish it off to at times because they're not going to be able to take it themselves. So I like that about him. Uh, I'm not for sure. The highlights that I saw didn't necessarily show much of his defensive prowess. So but you got to figure with him not weighing very much at 6'11", he's probably gonna, not gonna, he's probably gonna get pushed around a little bit down low by some of these, 250-pound guys that he's gonna face. But here's the big point, Clint. Here's the big thing. This guy is not probably look. Your goal is to get a couple other big men that would start in front of this guy.
Right.
Honestly, this guy probably needs to be the third guy that's gonna play the 4 or 5 spot coming off the bench, and you get a couple other better guys out of the portal. That's the goal to me.
Well,
If I'm Cal,
I would still think Malik Ewan's probably coming back.
yeah, yeah,
I
and
mean,
and
I think he's coming back, but that's still you're going to need more than just him and Malik Ewan. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think that's what we keep. I mean, we keep waiting for that big splash in the portal, and I don't know if Cal's going to make the big splash in the portal.
Well,
I don't know if we're going to see that, Travis.
and there's lots of rumors, and Cal himself in a press conference, or an interview recently said, "We don't have as much money as we had last year." And the rumor is that John Tyson has told Cal, look, I can't put all my money toward basketball anymore. I'm now sponsoring with the logo on all the jerseys that's going to happen. I'm spreading my money out a little bit, and I can't afford to give
Right, yeah.
everything just to basketball. And so you need to go get some more money. Now, there's still talk that we're still paying, we're still one of the highest, got one of the highest budgets in the country. Okay. But it just may not be as much as as we
No,
had.
I mean, no, but you got to think, but his bread and butter's always been high school recruiting.
Well, and that's the other thing, Clint.
Yeah.
And I don't have any names, but he's still on two big men from high school that are really good. There's still two that are uncommitted. One of them played in the McDonald's All American game. The other one, both of them, I think, were playing in that game this weekend. By the way, Torrey, the guy that doesn't get talked about as much of the three freshmen, did you hear
Right.
about what he did this weekend?
No, I did not.
he went against Stokes, who's the number one player in the country, the one that's like Jordan Smith and him are the two best in the country. Most people say Stokes is ranked higher than Jordan Smith, right?
Right.
He went against him and guarded him in a game and played him very well. Had 5 blocks in the game. Okay. And like defensively helped shut him down. Not really, I don't know about shut him down, but he held him better than most teams do,
Right. Yeah.
most players do. And like he was the talk of the game. It was some kind of all American type game to where they had kids that were American versus kids that had like ties to other countries or something. And apparently,
Right.
this Tory kid's parents are from some other, I think, an African country somewhere. I'm not sure. But anyway, you like to hear that for sure, man.
Oh no, no, for sure.
That's a good thing. So anyway, but anyway, Cal was there partially because there's two big men, like 6'9", 6'10" guys that are uncommitted. One of them though we're fighting with Michigan for. And so, you got to think we don't have as good of a chance on that one. But, there that maybe still a big man that, from the high school ranks we're able to grab. We're on a guy from Cincinnati. The guy from Georgia Tech did end up going to West Virginia, I believe. The guy from Kansas, that a lot of people said we would go after, ended up going to Louisville. So those are the big name centers that, and of course the guy from Georgia down to Miami. So anyway, he's still working. But I'll tell you, someone else that is probably entering the transfer portal. It's not a big man, but Clint, I think Arkansas needs to go and get him now.
All right, tell me about it, Trav.
Is the kid Martin from High Point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's got to get a waiver. He's applied for a waiver for an extra year. But if he gets the waiver, then he's gonna go in the transfer portal. Dude, would that not be a Cal thing? Get a guy that played really well against you
Yeah.
to,
Dude, yeah. So what do they get? What are the odds that they're giving them kid the waiver? And how bad is the NCAA going to fight this one if
see, that's the thing. It depends on what kind of lawyer the kid has.
they got to, what that's Guilford County, I believe, North Carolina. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to get that to get it in front of a Guilford County judge.
Yeah.
There
But
in the
anyway, that'd be interesting. But he's not the thing is, your other three, Andrews, Torrey, and Smith are all three defensive guys, right? Physical.
yeah.
Martin's not really a defensive guy, but he could be what? He could be what? He could be, well, he could be we need a shooter.
It'd be Unk on that team.
He could be, yeah, he's like 24 years old. So,
Yeah, it'd be Unk, yeah.
he'd be shooter and a ball handler but he can play off the ball too. So him and Jordan Smith could, alternate who's controlling the ball some because Jordan Smith's more of a combo guard too. And with Martin's shooting ability, it'd be intriguing, man. Go get him, Cal.
There you go.
Go
Yeah,
get
listen to
him.
Trap. Listen to Big Trap.
Go get him, baby.
Go get him.
But anyway, but here's the other news. Malik Thomas has said he's going to go. He's keeping his college eligibility, but he's going to explore the NBA draft. We also know Billy Richmond is going to do that. And of course we know Knox and Wagner are transferring. They've entered the portal. But here's the question, Clint. If you were Cal, what would your sales pitch to Thomas and Billy Goat be?
Okay.
Try to,
Well,
to
you
try
got
to,
well
to
with
try to get
Billy
them to
Goat.
stay.
Billy Goat, I definitely think. Look, Billy, you're going to be a late second round draft pick. I think you come back another year. This and plus for both of them, I'm like, this is a historically deep draft.
Yeah.
Historically deep. I mean, like deep.
Yeah.
Like any other year, I think we'd be like, shut up, Darius Acuff's #1 pick. I
Yeah.
mean, it just it'd be done. They'd be tanking for Acuff.
Yeah.
This is one of them years that you could top 10, you're getting a terrific, maybe there's a chance any of these top 10 guys are generational talents.
Yeah.
They're really, I mean, there's always that chance, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about a kid like Acuff could go eight.
Yeah.
Um, especially Thomas. I think Thomas really, especially if he can get a good NIL deal to come back. I think he would make so much more money in the long run um, coming back. And I think Billy is going to go from a second round pick to a first round pick with another year because he only started for about half the year. And then once he started starting, you really saw that he can put a whole year out there.
Yeah.
Um, that's my pitch to both of them, Trav.
Well, here's my pitch, and it's going to be some similar things. If I'm, for both of them, I would start off with, look, this is a deep draft, but all the experts are saying next year's draft is not going to be as deep. The talent is not going to be as there right now. It looks like that, right? So that's what the experts are saying. Let's use what the experts are saying for this sales pitch, right? So, of course, time will tell on that. But if I'm talking to Billy Richmond, I say, Billy, look, man, you have a lot of gifts that NBA teams are going to love. They're going to love your defense. They're going to love your effort. They're going to love your tenacity. But the one weakness you have is your offensive ability. And we've got players coming in that are going to have the same kind of tenacity you do. JJ Andrews and Torrey, yeah, they're similar size to you and they play similar positions, but they're going to play with that same kind of tenacity. But they also need to work on their offensive game. And so you're going to have a chance to prove yourself offensively and continue what you're already doing because you're going to have guys beside you that are going to play like you. And we're going to put something special on the court with, if we can put, Jordan Smith, Torrey, there's going to be some games where they're going to put JJ Andrews at the 4, Torrey at the 3, Billy, we're going to put Billy at the 2, and I'm going to put Jordan Smith at the 1, and we're going to go back to Nolan Richardson 40 minutes of hell. We're going to take you down.
Yeah.
So that's my pitch to Billy Richmond. To Malik Thomas, I say, look, Malik, you fit so much of what this team needs for next year, and we can help build your NBA stock because one of the things we need is a shooter. And if I can't find anybody that's really good in the portal, if I got you coming back, I know I got at least one dead shooter on the team for sure. Second of all, yeah, you're 6'5", yeah, you're good size for a 2 guard, but if we could build some of your lead guard skills, that's going to make you even more valuable in next year's draft. And yes, Jordan Smith's going to be playing point a lot, but I need someone to let him play off the ball sometimes too. And we could work on you being the lead guard so that you can develop those skills and also help free Jordan Smith up so we can take advantage of the other team's defense a little better and hit some weaknesses and make you into, if you can go into the NBA not only being a great shooter, you've proven you can be a shutdown defender at times, and you're going to be surrounded by guys that are going to be defenders next year. And then you can do some lead guard, you can do some point guard, show that you can handle the rock. So if you get on a team like, say, that has a point guard, like, say, a Golden State that needs to free up Steph Curry every now and then, you could help them do that. That's my sales pitch, Clint. What do you think? You buying it?
No, I'm buying it. I'm buying it. And I think at the end of the day, I think what ends up happening is Billy Richmond comes back and Malik Thomas does not.
I think you're right because in
I
a
think that's
lot of mock drafts, I'm hearing more and more from people that are saying they're looking at these mock drafts that Malik's, around. Like I heard one today that he's 30, predicted 30th to Dallas.
Yeah.
Look, if Dallas is coming to me and saying, "Look, if you're there at 30, we're taking you. We're not going to let you get past us." If that was to be happening, a
Yeah, I
chance
mean,
to
but
play
you know,
with chance to play with Cooper Flag.
but let's just hypothetically say that, you could say if you're Cal, like, I really think I can get you top lottery pick next year.
Yeah.
I really think I could do it. I think I can get you to be where you're a lottery pick next year.
Yeah.
And so then you look at, would you rather would you rather be on Anthony Black's career trajectory, or would you rather be on Nick Smith's career trajectory?
Yeah.
Where the Knicks going back and forth between G League and the big time. And Anthony Black's a lottery pick.
Yeah.
And he's always with the Magic. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'd love to have both of them back, but that's like you said, it's probably not realistic. But if somehow, or hey, let's get Rob Martin in here, baby. Let's get him in. Come on.
let's get them all.
Let's
Let's
get
take
him.
them all.
He's one of those guys, he kind of got on my nerves when we were playing against him, but I'll take him if he's on my team for sure. So, well, Clint, also, spring football's going on, and there's the big news for the Hogs is Jalen Brown is no longer on the team.
Yeah, it seemed like Silverfield got the facts, and he did not like the facts, and had to make a decision.
Yeah,
This is one of them things. It is. It's not fun for the coach. It's
yeah,
not fun for the player.
yeah,
It is not fun for the fans. It's not fun for the podcasters.
yeah.
It's not a fun situation because what you got is a young man that seemingly made a bad choice.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want to drag him through the
No,
mud.
I'm not
He's
dragging
already,
him, but
no, you're not. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying I don't want to discuss the
yeah,
details because I don't know all the details, to be honest with
but
you. I don't understand it all. But here's what
oh,
I like about the whole thing is Silverfield is making a statement to the rest of the team. And in that receiver room, we got a guy named Chris Marshall. I think his name Chris. Last name's Marshall,
yeah,
who, like Brown, has been kicked off a couple other teams. Okay. And has been a head case at other teams and gotten in some trouble, done some dumb things in the past. And Silverfield's giving him a shot. Okay. And by all accounts, to the media that's watching, Trey Biddy and DJ Williams and the Inside Arkansas guys, everybody that sees him are like, this guy is number one receiver, all SEC receiver material. He's doing things that's just different. He was a top recruit in the country when he came out.
yeah.
He's impressive, right? And I think Silverfield, by taking a hard stance on Jalen Brown and what's going on here, and I'm not saying he did this for this reason. I'm just saying it's the message that the rest of the team can carry with them. He's saying, look, keep your nose clean. Don't put yourself in compromising situations. Do the right things.
Okay. Can I bit of a be a bit cynical here?
Okay.
Am I allowed to be a little cynical?
I guess so.
Okay, I'm going to name some names and tell me if you're expecting a big things out of this year.
Okay.
C.J. Brown,
Oh, yeah. I think he's having a good year.
Marshall,
Yeah.
Courtney Crutchfield,
He's looking good. They say he's
looking
looking really
great.
good.
Antonio Jordan,
Yeah, he's still running with like second or third string, but he's still, they say
yeah,
he's
making
looking
highlight
better.
reel catches like
Yeah.
he's going to work his way up, probably, right?
Yeah.
CC, Sissy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's five names I just named there. What do all five of those guys have in common?
What?
They play wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What I'm saying is the depth of the wide receiver room is deep.
Yeah, it's a
This
lot
isn't
better than we
it,
expected.
it.
Yeah.
This is not like we booted Braylon Russell off the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like you would notice, like him going. I mean, this is
Yeah.
yeah, it sucks. You hate it for everybody. It's not fun. It's not he was a death piece, but that's what he was. He was a death piece. This isn't like
Yeah.
I hope great things for the young man, but this is this is just one of the things I just think with the depth of the wide receiver room.
Yeah. But did you see the speaking of one of those receivers, CC, did you watch the press conference with him and Bradley Shaw the other day?
I watched bits and pieces of it. Yes, I did.
Did you hear what CC said
I
about the
can't
type of
repeat.
player he wants to be or he
No, I did
strives to
not.
be? They were kind of asking about, I don't know, I forget what the question was, but pretty much what he said was, you want to be the type of player that the coaches enjoy coaching. That's good stuff, Clint.
Yeah.
That's culture building attitude right there
Yeah.
for a football team. Or he said something like that, or like it's a privilege for them to coach, or they're honored to coach, or something like that. I forget how he said it, but however he said it, man, it was good. It was good stuff, and man, you gotta like that, especially from a second year guy. And he didn't get to play much last year because he got hurt and everything, but he's a guy that you know is going to set the tone because he's got all these new coaches, and that's one of the reasons they had him in the press conference probably is because he's probably stepping up a little bit, because they usually pick out guys that are showing some leadership that to do those press conferences. And
Yeah.
I really like that. And those press conferences, I'll tell you another guy that I can't remember if we talked about him a couple weeks ago or not. I don't think we did because I think it's more recently that I saw him interviewed. Did you see Quincy and Hunter Osborne?
I did not know, sir.
Dude, Hunter Osborne's a transfer from he started out in Alabama, then went to Virginia, I believe, and then now he's a defensive tackle for us. And man, Clint, he's like he's another Cam Ball type.
Yeah.
He's
Trav, I really think this team, it just depends on the quarterback situation. I think this
Yeah,
team's got the potential to be really, really good.
yeah.
Really, really, it's going to depend on KJ or
Now,
AJ.
now, don't get us wrong, people. When he says really, really good, he's not saying 10 wins. Okay.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how good this team can be. I think, a lot of it depends on the quarterback. It literally
Yeah.
depends on the quarterback. There is talent everywhere on this team.
I think if the quarterback works out, if KJ, which everybody's saying is probably going to be KJ, that he just looks better, especially in the short passes. They say AJ Hill looks really good on long balls, but he's got kind of a weird motion, and so his short passes look kind of weird. Uh, so if it ends up being KJ, this team, if we're looking at bowl eligible, that's a good year after two
I
wins.
think they'll do better. I think they'll do better than that. But I think, the placement of the tackles too also kind of tells you where they're leaning because right now, from left to right, you got Broussard is penciled in at starting right tackle. The transfer from Memphis,
Yeah,
Braylon, am I saying that right? Did I get that right?
I can't remember what it is, but Bennett
I can't.
something.
I
Yeah,
think his first name's Malachi.
yeah,
Then Kittler, then I
Braun,
can't. No,
Branham.
oh, Branham, Branham, and then the kid from Louisiana is your starting right tackle,
Yeah,
and that was the guy they said was going to be your left tackle.
yeah,
Well, with KJ, he's left-handed, so
yeah,
right side is his blind side.
yeah,
Um, but so
yeah. And from everybody, what Trey Biddy, and some of those guys are saying, this team's gonna in practice, at least what they're showing to the media, which they get to watch like an hour, I think. So they get a lot more than they were getting under Pittman of practice. They say there's a lot of passes to the running backs, a lot of short passes. Uh, I know Biddy was saying in an interview that I heard him do with Bo Mattingly that the playbook doesn't seem as complicated as what Petrino had. That it's a little more simple, it seems like, which
Yeah.
to me is a good thing. That they've just kind of let them play, and also on defense, that's one of the things we talked about that they were struggling with last year is they were overcomplicating the defense a little bit and making them think too much, and that's what caused them to be out of place so many times and not lined up right, not in the right places, and so uh, look, I'm excited about football, baby. I'm excited
Yeah.
about it.
And by the way, Travis, honestly, I think we're going to win the national championship every year before the season
That's
starts.
true. You
It
do.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
if change. So yeah, when they say I'm not saying they can win 10 wins. They can win the whole stinking thing. If it breaks right.
Yeah, that's
Travis,
right.
last year, I mean, all kidding aside, we got beat by double digits. I mean, by double scores, maybe two or three times, I believe.
Yeah.
Three times. So you had 9 games that were one score games. Or you won or they're not score games. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're going to win 9 games. I'm saying that I'm always going to be optimistic. I'm the eternal optimistic. It's always going to be the best thing ever.
Well, but the thing is, nowadays is we got to see what other teams did too,
Yeah.
because nowadays everybody's roster changes over so much, and you don't know. I mean, and the thing is, a team could have on paper a ton of talent, but if they don't coalesce as a team, but with all the new people, they can, I mean, like a couple years ago with Ole Miss, they probably had the most talented team in the country, but they just didn't, they had a good year, but they didn't have the great year everybody was expecting because of their talent. So
Well, and I
you
think
got that
leadership,
aspect.
leadership head coach, the leadership of the head coach probably means more now than it ever has.
Oh, for sure.
And you can't bully and intimidate like you used to. Like I don't want to call Nick Saban a bully and intimidate, but he kind of had that stoic old school
Yeah.
coach. I just don't know if you can do that anymore.
Yeah.
Not in the portal era. I just don't know if you can't stockpile talent like that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't. But
Well, and one thing you hear, one of the questions that the Arkansas reporters have asked a lot of the assistant coaches as they come in is describe Silverfield's, leadership, describe Silverfield as a coach, as a leader. And one of the things they keep saying is accountability. That he is big on keeping everybody accountable. He keeps the coaches accountable for what they're doing, keeps the players accountable. Like every player, he says they have a list of their goals for right now. Okay. And those can be their for grades. Those can be personal goals for their personal life. It can be, and of course, football goals, like weight room goals, things like that. He has them write them out. They're posted on their locker. They took them and posted them on the screen in the game room, and they have them running so people can see them, so their teammates can keep them accountable. They're posted on their locker so their teammates keep them accountable.
yeah.
And their coaches, their position coaches, and the other coaches have that list so that they can say, "Hey, how's that going for you, buddy? Are you doing well with that?" And so that's when I say that the coaches are saying that he's about accountability. Literally, he's about accountability in everything he does, and that's impressive.
So no, I'm definitely looking for. I think we hired the right guy. I really do. It's like I'm always an eternal optimistic, but the one
Yeah,
time I was just like, "What the crap?"
yeah,
was whenever they hired Ron Silverfield. I was just like, it was like, Ugh.
yeah,
But I mean, so far I've been impressed, and he keeps winning me over
yeah,
a little bit more at a time.
yeah.
So.
That's
Trav,
good
I was
stuff.
going to tell you, I know we're coming to the near the end of the podcast. I'm going to tell you, I know you've lost that weight. You're looking, and you got to quit posting the thirst traps for the ladies on the Instagram. That's what I mean, you're like, oh,
Man,
hey, there you go.
I
Like,
gotta.
looking like a dime, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just gotta, put some bait out there.
Put some bait
Too little
on there.
fishing. Too little
I mean,
fishing.
ladies, them DMs are open.
That's
They're
right.
open.
That's right. Well, speaking of which, Clint, what you watching? Because I got one that has to do with
Oh my goodness.
kind
I
of what
got
you
back
just
on the
said.
Gordon Ramsay kick. I'm watching Next Level Chef.
I'm watching that too.
I'm watching that because I got off of the Gordon Ramsay kick and then I watched his the documentary on Netflix on
Yeah.
being Gordon Ramsay where I just don't see how I mean I just don't see how he does it all. I
Yeah.
just I just don't.
He's got like 20 shows going at one time.
And then he's got an empire. I did like it the one
Doesn't he
time.
have like 6 kids or something too?
Yes, and he's got one that's getting married. He's got Matilda Tilly,
Yeah.
who I think she's in culinary school, and he of course got her and
Yeah.
where
Oh
he
yeah.
wants to. Then the other one is like they had these two older kids like, hey, why not just do it all over again?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it's bad that mine were 9 years apart.
Yeah.
But like, geez, Louise. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
been watching a lot of. I've been watching. I am going to watch the. They did a documentary on Shawn Michaels. I'm
Okay.
going to watch that on Peacock. Probably going to start it whenever we get done with this podcast.
Okay.
So yeah. So
Well,
Trav, what are you watching? I know I'm sure.
I'm doing some of my usuals, American Idol and all that kind of stuff. But I've got a new one, and I kept hearing about this, and it's not in my wheelhouse of type of shows I would ever watch, but I really enjoy it. It's on Netflix, and I kept hearing about people talking about it. I'd see, stuff on social media about it. But Love on the Spectrum.
Okay.
Do you know anything about it?
No. I was waiting on you to
It's
say Hunting Wives,
no,
but
it's a dating show. It's a show that follow like a documentary dating show for people on the autism spectrum. And being as a youth pastor, I had several students that were on the autism spectrum. And I loved working with kids like that. I mean, it's just a lot of fun, and I loved seeing. There's always things that are wonderfully different about them. They're just things that that they are really into, and all those kinds of things. And this show really kind of celebrates all that, and just seeing them now, there's some awkward situations, awkward dates and stuff. And so that's kind of funny. It's got some humor to it. But then seeing them, the ones that really like break through and find love or whatever, or some of them it doesn't last long or whatever. But man, it's just one of those shows that you feel good after you watch it, Clint, because you're
yeah,
like,
I'm still not going to watch it, but
you
I
need to
appreciate you
watch it.
telling
I'm
me that. I'm
telling you,
not
man.
going to.
You need to
You're
watch
right.
it. And
I
there's a
know.
kid on it that used to live in Arkansas, grew up
Yep.
in Shirley, Arkansas.
They could have lived on East Republican Road in Greenbrier, Arkansas, and I could have went to high school with them. I'm still not going to watch it.
I'm telling you,
I'm done
it
watching
hits the mushy romantic side of me that I didn't know I had. I didn't know I had that side,
it. Didn't
Clint.
know you had this.
I didn't know I had it, but it's man, it's really good, and it's a lot of fun, and just seeing it. Like I said, it's one of those that you just smile a lot when you're watching it because
Yeah.
just seeing them get excited about some of the things. Like there's this one girl, she loves trains, and like she rides like a subway type train where she lives. I think in Boston or somewhere like that. But like she sees the train coming, like everybody else is sitting there like, crap, I got to ride the train, and she's like, dude, she's fired up. She gets to ride the train. Anyway, sorry. It's a lot of fun, man. It's a cool show. So look, telling you folks, give it a try. It's a lot better show than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I tried it. I guess because I kept seeing stuff about it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna see what this is about. And now I'm like 3 seasons in. So
So now, when you start a new show, let's just say you put on a show.
yeah.
How long does it have to capture your attention?
Oh, it's if the first well, most of the time if the first or second episode doesn't get me.
Okay. I knew your whatever you give it was going to be way longer than me.
Yeah.
I'm like that guy on season 2 of Alone that got off the boat and sees bear crap. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
no. No, you've got about 5 to 10 minutes to hook me.
Yeah.
Unless like I gave Game of Thrones like 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
And then, but like I remember Breaking Bad. I watched the first couple episodes, but so many people had sold me on it
Well, see, that's
that
the
I,
thing. If it's a show that I'm hearing a lot about and a lot of people really like it, I mean, like I tried Yellowstone longer than like the first episode, I was ready to shut it off.
yeah,
But I tried it for a couple episodes and I was like, yeah, never mind.
no,
I'm not into this. Even though I love most of Taylor Sheridan's other stuff, I just didn't like it.
no.
So, um, but I'll tell you, the best show on TV though, Clint, and I'm gonna say it again, is
The
The Pit.
Pit, the Pit, yeah, yeah,
The Pit is so stinking good, man. It is
yeah.
so good.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell on. No, I'm not gonna tell. No, I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. But I'll tell you off air. But I had access to do something really funny, and I'm still debating on doing it.
Okay. Well, folks, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Like, share, subscribe, share on social media. We need you to do that. Let people know about this podcast. That's the best advertising we can have. So let people know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you think about some of the takes. What would your sales pitch be to Malik Thompson and Billy Richmond? What do you think about the Jaylen Brown dismissal? Was it the right thing? Well, most people would say it was the right thing. But anyway, what do you think? What kind of message? And what do way too early. What do you think? You agree with Clint that they're going to win? Arkansas is going to win the national championship next year? Or
Every single
you
game,
agree with me
multiple
that
touchdowns.
you agree with me that if we get bowl eligible, we've had a really good year next year. So anyway, let us know. All right. Clint.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great week, brother. Peace.
Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Oh, I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Sun beating down so hard, I can barely breathe. Hard to sing a joyful song, the words got me on my knees. Then the gentle breeze blows by, pick me up right on time. Listen,